Okay, crank's over here. Big socket goes in there. Camera goes over here because I can't work the camera on this one because I need to torque the piss out of it. Can't torque the piss out if I got the camera in my hand. Okay, so that right there. Oh, come on. Oh, you bastard. Ah, you piece of crap. Can't get my handle out, it's jammed in. Okay. So now we go ahead and torque this thing down. Okay, here's 3-4 tons on that. And then come over here, we're going to torque on this little nut thing right here. About 420. Should be a good number to use. Okay, you want to make sure you got rod clearance here. Here, going back and forth. So that's clearance in the rod set right in here, going side to side. So you got clearance. I like 18 to 22, but you need at least a minimum of 10, but I like a lot more. That way the oil can freely lubricate everything like it's supposed to be. Alright, so that's torqued. This side's factory torqued over here, so I'm not going to deal with it. So we got this torqued to 100. No, what are you doing? This 250 on this one. 420 on this one. So that's basically about double what they're supposed to be. Harley, not SNS. SNS runs tight numbers. Okay, now we get to come over here and attempt to true it. Now some dumbass over torqued all the hardware, so it's going to be hard. I don't know what to do about that problem. Probably live with it. So we got new tapers on here. It's got done turning them. So we're going to put some lubricant on them. So I can get some lubricant out of this container. There we go. They're lubed. Now we need a crank. Okay. Okay, put these as close as you can to the fly without hitting it. And make sure the nut doesn't come around and hit it too. The closer you are to this side, the better, because your taper's way out here, so it amplifies the air as you go inward. Okay, make sure it clears the nuts. Clear, no problem. So now you can see what the air, the angle of dangle going on there. So if I get a little closer here. Up periscope. Get up high enough you can actually see something here. Okay, so we're looking at our needles right here moving. These are spring loaded. So ideally you don't want these moving. So depending on what they're doing, that's what your shafts are doing. Got a bunch of heads in my way down here. Okay, so everything pivots off of the crank pin and off the main shafts. And these edges are sharp. Okay, this one's high right at the crank pin, which means the shaft needs to go that way. This one's higher just off center of the crank pin, so this shaft needs to go that way. Or the fly wheels are bent like this and they'd be closed up. Now if you measure with a caliper, you will see it right here. Sometimes. Not always. This is not an indicator of being straight, it just lets you know kind of where you're at. So we're at 602 thou there. Down here, we're at 582. So that means it's pinched in right here. Now you also go 90 degrees and measure it. 590. And it should be equal. 592. Or 2 thou difference. Alright, so we know it needs to be spread out. Double check. This one's on center and this one was off center. So we also know this side of the flywheel is high, it needs to go down. And we should see that on our straight edge right here also. Hear that? That air is still in there from before. So we need to shift the flywheel down and then spread the flywheel. So I'm going to go ahead and do the shifting first. Turn it 90 degrees, lock it in, and hit it. What a shocker, it didn't really move. Still not moving. Okay, let's see what happened this way though. Okay, this is now on center. Just before center is where that one comes in at max. And this one is a little bit further up, but almost the same. So it still needs to go more. So whether this one's off or this one, I'm not sure. I've been hitting on this one for a while. Let's go hit on the other side. See if it'll move. We don't know which side's off. One or both. About there, right at the top of the nut on that side. And just past the top of the nut on this side. So we still haven't really moved anything. Moved it lightly, but not enough to matter yet. So I hit that side. And go and hit this side. Now if you pre-trued it before you tighten the piss out of it, it'd be a blazer true. The problem is when you tighten these nuts down, they move. So you still got the same problem. You got to true it when it's fully torqued. Okay, something moved, because now it's really out of whack. So we moved it that time. Oh yeah, it moved. So whatever moved, it moved. Yeah, we went too far. So something finally broke free. That's why you should always check stuff before you do a secondary hit. Okay, now it's way past still. And it's past, so it's not really moving yet. So again, we don't know which side moved. One of the two sides, either this side or this side, moved. Spring came off the dial. Yep, now the dial's working again. It's also making noise Okay, that's much better now on that one. Still a little past though. And this one's still past too. Still don't know which side moved, but one of them did. Back and hit it again. Well, if I didn't torque it so much, it'd be a lot easier. Whoa, that is called too close. Okay, look more even now. Just past center. Just past center. Now they're equal, but they're just past center, which means this side of the flywheel is closer than this side. I think. I should. Yeah. No. Let's see. It's bent out, so this side would be pinched. This side would be wide. So we should be able to see that in our measurement here. 90. 88. So it needs to be spread right here. It also needs to be spread down in here. So it needs to be mostly spreading on this side and a little bit more on this side. So that means we're going to, instead of being right on center, we're going to move it up a little bit. But we still want most of the spreading to be down here, not up in here. So we're going to go off center just a little bit. Right there. You can open up the taper so the fly will be able to spread. And you beat this thing in there. And you see if anything happened. Not enough to matter. Okay. Tie over here. So according to this, I need to spread it on this side, not that other side. Yeah, it's 180 over, so it's here, not here. I don't care what the measurements were, or I hit the wrong one. I think I did on the wrong side. Anyway, it's gonna be on this side. I think I did the other one wrong. Oh, well. Always 180 where the high spot is. Don't guess which one that is. Look at the needle. Oop. Okay, now you see how we're a lot closer now. But the needles aren't working together anymore. They're all over the place. So something moved. This one's way down here. That wheel's high. This one's high here. This is high way over here. So we're spread too much and we're off center. This one needs to go down. The air is on this side, so that's the side that needs to move. Not sure how hard to hit it, so we'll just hit a little bit. Now usually when you hit them, they automatically go together, so you don't need to hit that again that way. Okay, now they're back centered up, but they're both going together like they're supposed to. And we're about 1.5 lines out, 2 lines out, so we're 3 to 4 thou out right now. Maybe 3.5 to 4 at least. Okay, we're just past the crank pin. And we're still on the crank pin, but almost past. So it's still a little bit high on that side. It needs to be spread. So it needs a little bit of this here. It needs one of these down here. I'm going to go on center this time. That time it's stuck in there. Okay, what do we got this time? Way down in here again. Here. So we need to be like 180 away from this area, so we need to put the spreading bar over here. Somewhere in that area. Yeah, about there. Just past 90. Right here. Two high spots are here and here, so it still is twisting the crank, but it still needs to go down on this side. We still got that overcorrection we're trying to get rid of. So you have to keep hitting it harder and harder until it moves, and if it goes too much, you get to come back. So, but things are tight, so they don't want to move. Okay, look like they're back kind of on center. Okay, this one now is just past the nut. Right on the nut. So they're pretty close again. This side's still leading a little bit though. Okay, it's got to be spread. Let's see, we're tight. Right about there. On this side of the center line, but not a lot, just a little bit. There's dead center. Move it down to come off center. Okay, that side got pretty good. This side's still moving around a little bit. We're down to one line on that one, about a line and a half on this side. So each line's 2 thou. So. Just past the crank pin edge nut. That was right on the nut. So we still got a little bit of air in there we're trying to get out. On center, just past center now. So it moved, but it went past the sweet spot again. A light hit, not too heavy. Trying to get it to come in more closer. Pretty much on center. And we're on center. Okay, they're evened up right now. Still need to be spread. Okay, let's see if we're actually getting that up here. 598 now. 586. Still need to be spread. We're on center now. Okay, it's in there pretty good now. Okay, that one broke. It's not moving. It's twitching. Got a quarter of a line. This one's one line probably. Still high right here. This one's still high right. They're both high in the same spot. More on the side than this side, so I'm going to go ahead and hit right here. Like that. And they quit moving. Okay, let's make sure the needles are not broken. That one basic is not moving, and that has a little bit of a twitch. And that's the rods making noise there. Alright, that's what you want to see. So now when you're moving these, see that one's not really moving any, and that one has a little bit of a twitch. So that's called straight. Now, do you think this is going to be all straight, all these different dimensions? No, they're not. No damn way. Guarantee you that's not going to happen. So we're at $5.99 now. This one was at 86 before. Now we're at 89. So that's 10 thou narrower than the bottom. And then midway, 92. Theoretically, it should be equal, right? 93.5. So you're still in this 2 thou difference there. That's why you can't measure the outside of the flywheel. It has nothing to do with what the mains are doing. Because these are on tapers and they do what they want to do. Okay, but there you go. You see what you got. We know the flywheels are still really tight because they don't want to move. It's taking a lot of this 30 pounds of weight here, or whatever the thing weighs, 25, 30 pounds. It takes a lot to make that happen. So, but it does move when you hit it hard enough. So, there you go. Now, if you want to go back and check the torque on these nuts, you can. You'll find that you lost 50 to 100 pounds off of these things. But you're also going to find out you got to retreat the crank after you do that, because it moves everything when you retorque those nuts. Everything changes. So, I know they're tight because it's not moving much, so it's plenty adequate for the bike this thing's going into. So, that's how you do it. Beat the hell out of it until you get it. That's how you do it. Okay, crank 2. This was for the 46 stroker motor. S&S. Good cranks. Too bad they don't know how to make a crank pin straight. But other than that, they're nice cranks.